All right, it's time to talk about a house design or a building design too. It's something I thought about a while back. Looking at these little bugs running around in the human's world and how there's nothing. It's like being in the desert and no water, no nothing. So they're not designed for it at all. And it confuses them. It's like getting put into an alien world of corridors and stuff like that are color coded with lines and things you don't understand, and you get lost. And if you don't know that line and walk for a while, you won't find these right areas, as they like to be very, very clean, and they're very big, like this little poor fella, and they can run around in big areas where they can get lost. Imagine being like that, sitting there now going, what to do, as it's probably run around this bathroom for a while. Could have come up through the sink, cracks in the house, stuff like that. But they're not very smart, and so they can get in, but they can't get out. It'll be like humans that can make technology or diseases before they can make cures, right? And they rush in, and these things release and stuff like that, and they can't fix it. Right? It's all similar. And so I'm going to put this bug out in a second, and I want to talk about a design. So when it comes to these guys, they always walk to an endpoint and they follow along walls. You look along walls because in the end, usually if you follow something like a train track, you'll eventually find an exit. Right? But it doesn't work. That works in nature, but it doesn't work in box areas like this, where you've got a massive area and just a little crack to get in, and then a massive area to try to get out. And so they're not used to that. They're not educated to know to go back to that crack. Right? It's just like if you broke into a building with lots of windows and lots of offices, they all look the same, and you walk around the building for a while, and then the alarm goes off, and you're like, oh, where am I meant to go? Or the cops rock up, right? And you try to get out where you got in. You'll be like, where's it? What one's the office? They all look the same. They all got a window, right? And so you get lost, and you'll be running around looking through all these offices if you couldn't remember exactly which turn and which corridor of all these doors that look the same in offices, right? It's not buildings. Right? It's a similar thing. And so these guys, they hit the wall and they walk along, right? And so what you need in certain houses is you can make a pipe behind the wall, right? You got to design this before. This is why I talk about to get along with balance and everything. So start from the start and get it right. Once you know it's right, you make the new things right, right? And if it's not too much in the cost for how you feel and to work with things that are there to make us all live, right? And where do you put a dollar mark on that? As far as I'm concerned, animals very, 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 very precious, and so very costly. And so we've got to make sure we get along with them. And if we were into being that soul, like they talk about, everyone gets to play that part. How would you want to be treated if you were this earwig public? You would want something to help you, or when you want to be your misery put out in the next test. But perhaps an earwig life could be very fulfilling if you eat in and feels good and easy to do in certain ways. It depends. But each corner, you have the piping walls. And then you have each certain corners. You don't have to picture each corner, but you pick certain corners, definitely in areas where you have bugs. And you can go let more of these holes and corners in those areas than the rest of the house. But you have a hole in the corner connected to a pipe. Because they're willing to walk, and they'll walk a long way. You'd be quite amazed how strong they are and how much distance they can get and how much they can lift. They're way stronger than us in their world, right, of their distance and travel. Right? And so a pipe in there, and then eventually a way for them to lead out. So if they follow something, and they'll be able to get out, right, by just looking. And you can have certain ways of setting up that pipe so it's easier for them with doors that only go one way. So you set up a few of them, even in the pipe, so when the bug goes through there, they can go through the door, and it shuts, and they can't go back. Or something very light material, see-through. So usually if it's see-through and very light material, they should be able to just walk through it, or these little streams, right? But it's something you can lock up, right? So it'll definitely have to be a couple of little streams. Right? It'll have to be a light material or some sort of energy field, maybe even a zapper, right? There's lots of ways. I'm just having a quick think of it now, but I'm just telling you what needs to be there. It's a one-way thing. And you can have many ways of thinking up that. We've got all sorts of technologies, but you can even have it being a little energy thing, so it lets you through. But if you try to come back through with a little sensor, it's using technology. So when you use technology, it's more costly, but more fancy. It could stop things from coming in. Or we just have a little basic little lip that can just move very small. We can make things pretty small on a little lever, just like we do with little mouse trap things, where they can walk in. I think it just has to be quite small, and they can just get in there and just have a light on it for whenever it jams. It lights up so you can clean it or something like that. Just basic design. But what we need is a door that goes in, can shut, and you can get scientists or your kids, all sorts of ways of coming up with these designs, and the government can help definitely if it's a design where it's for everybody. Right? This is something the government can get involved in and go, oh yeah, we can finance that. We can start up a program, an ad, and get that going, and we'll find that someone gets it and give them a little prize for getting it, because that gives people motivation besides studying and learning, is a little prize. And we can get that design done. Hopefully in the end of the year we'll have a look at that, and if we can get designs, then we'll move on from there, is what I would say. In such designs, when it comes to home designs and building designs, the government needs to get more involved in it. So it's something I was going to save, as I believe the more I speak, the worse it becomes for me. But if you're ever going to go to heaven, it's best, and you believe you're stuck in that situation, or you're best to just give it out anyway if it's going to benefit everybody. I can come up with other things, I guess, later on. But even saying that doesn't giving anyone excuses to do things, because I might not have it later on. Every day is precious, so what people deserve, they should deserve to have, no matter if it's partnership or not. Only people can help out. That's what partnership's about. If they believe they can do more, put more into it, that's when you make partnerships and agreements, so we can do more together. So we're not all doing the same thing, or all trying to take everything from everybody. And so you have those tubes. They go through one way, and you can have a few of them close off. So when it goes through that way, the tube that connects over here with this hole, it has a door there, so I have a door there, and it only allows it to go that way. And then when it comes through here, you can go through that door that's closed off in that way. Right, so you have a door here and a door here. That's one way, and then another hole over here. So the bug, when it comes through here and that door, it always only leads out, the out direction. Once you get that little door, you have a few of them around, and voila! So if you can do that, you'll solve these poor little buggers running around, and you would feel much better in your heart and soul if you're a decent person. If you're a person who don't care, you don't care, that's fine. Until you do what you do, we live what we have. That's free will, that's what God's given us. That's why He can only do so much, and when He steps in, He's stepping in because of the collective, and certain people will get certain outcomes of what happens. So when you step in of a whole bunch of people, or you do re-management, you might keep some and you get rid of a lot, because you need some usually around there to keep it all going and to restart. As history has shown in a lot of our restarts. But anyway, I'm going to take this little guy outside. Come on. Yay! It's running. So I could find out for a second. So I'm going to need 2 hands. Here are a view of the basic standard living. I haven't cleaned for a little while, but it's coming up to one. You live like a pig. Right? And you don't want to have all your life of cleaning, because you can do that, clean freaks. And there's always a point of how much can you tolerate before you go, no, that's just... of course, it's always good to have a clean, isn't it? But when you do it yourself, you don't want to always clean it. Got to know it, but yeah. Because otherwise you just have a life of cleaning. Fell off my finger, man. I was just about to get the phone. And not much enjoyment, so you've got to try to spread out what you want and what you can get with what you got. So when you get money, when it comes to cleaning, typically, and you make good money, you don't have to worry about cleaning. As they say, rich people have cleaners to do that. Come on, little fella. There's always a little bit of cleaning you got to do, but a lot of big, cleaning people, few cleaners to do. Come on, get back up on if you go. I'm trapping you. That's it. That's a good point. Here we go. Just about to rotate my hand back. Now I've got to circle him because he doesn't. Oh, will he get back up on this time? I'm trying to help you out. I've got to trap my hand all the way around him and then slowly come in. Come through. Let's try it then. Oh, I'm lucky. Come on. I like to tend to do a little triangle thing with my hand here. Over the fingers. Yeah, little fella. Catch him up. Come on. There you go. Get my palm so I can quickly grab this before you get to the end there. And fall off. And then I've got to open a door. Sorry. In this, see how much, see if you had 2 people. Sometimes people always think, oh, 2 means twice as quick. Sometimes 2 can mean 10 times as quick. Depends on what you're doing. 100 times as quick. With just that little extra help. Sometimes you can't even do anything without the extra help. And so it all depends on how you're working together and all that. Okay, get that back in my hand again. How quick things are. Ooh. Pull that open. There you go. Here you go. And have a good one. And I hope you get my point, what I just talked about. See ya.